Greetings folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do sort of an unboxing and sort of a checkout video, maybe even a repair video of the turntable I've got in this box. But the real question I have today is, can FromJapan pack a turntable? Decided to go looking for a Pioneer one to bring over that I might not mind owning and using possibly instead of that Technics linear tracker I've got in the other room that has been on the channel. Now, I'm not really that objectionable, or not that, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not crazy about the Technics turntable, but it's a perfectly fine turntable. It's just a little banged up is all, and it's kind of hard actually to watch it play a record, so I thought just this once that I would fly in the face of childhood me and just go for a more traditional turntable, which is what's in here. Should be a Pioneer XL-A800 in here, which I'm not sure if that's a model that ever got imported to the US or the US or Canada. I couldn't find an equivalent for this, so enough talking. Let's see exactly how well they packed this. Well, they marked it as fragile, so I was expecting what I'm seeing now, and that's a secondary box inside the main box. And the other thing is, I had FedEx ship this, so you always wonder how something's going to show up if it's FedEx. But in this case, FedEx also subcontracts in my area to Canada Post, so I'm dealing with two different shipping companies here, so if there's damage, who knows who we're going to be able to blame on it. Okay, inner box is good to go now, and I see the CDs I had shipped with it. First off, we have Tears for Fears, as everybody loves a happy ending. I didn't have this album yet. It's hard to find now, but I got a copy now. The other CD is an artist that I really came to appreciate in the 90s that seems to be underappreciated now. I have all of their albums. Well, all their official albums. But I didn't have this version of this album, so I had to go out and buy it. PM Dawn's Of the Heart, of the Soul, and of the Cross limited edition. This one's got Twisted Mellow and Ode to a Forgetful Mind on it, so had to have it. I've been after those tracks for years. Anyhow, enough about that. Oh, they shipped it in a separate box underneath. Okay, now it's time to find the turntable, which I'm guessing is in here. My biggest worry about turntable shipping is, will the platter come off and smash everything? I will not be happy if that is the case with this one. Even though this cost only $125, $125 that is, Canadian, I would still rather not worry about smashed up turntables, so maybe if this goes well I can buy a more expensive one in Japan. Maybe I won't want to, because I actually don't care for vintage turntables that much. I'd almost rather have a new one. Okay. And it appears that I did not need to be very worried about this. Let's have a look. Nicely bubble wrapped. Looks like there's padding inside the turntable here. So let me lift her out and we'll see what's to be seen. Okay, now we've got our bubble wrap to get into. This really does look really well packed. For 125 bucks. I'm thinking I'm going to end up being happy at the end of this video. But we'll see. Okay, I'm going to bring you off the ledge now, and we'll come down here and go wide angle. I will unsticky the sticky tape here. I was not expecting this turntable to be quite so intimidating in person, but it kind of is. We've got something right there. I don't know what that is, but we'll take a look and figure it out. And look at all this bubble wrap. And it's all taped in too. Man, they really did pack this well. Got tape holding the platter in place with all the pull tabs and stuff like we had on the cover. This thing's intact apparently. I'm happy. All right, there we go. We've got access to the actual turntable now. Okay, time to do a checkout of the turntable and see if it works. It is very dirty, I'm noticing that right away. You can see this is filthy. That's probably cigarette smoke, which I always love to find in these things. Does the stylus have a needle on it? Actually, I'm not sure if it does. So this may not work until I've got a new stylus for it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it needs a stylus. It's completely broken off. So this is not going to play a record today. There's the one that it came with. I don't know if you can see very well that it is in fact broken off. But yes, this is not going to play until I get a stylus on it or a cartridge. And I'm thinking maybe cartridge is the way I'm going to go with this. With that being said, I should be able to get the cartridge out of the Sherwood turntable to use with this temporarily. That one's not in great shape, but whatever. I'm not going to actually allow this to play a record right now in its current state, but I'm going to get a damaged record out and we're going to check it out anyway. And I'm trying to figure out where this goes. Maybe it goes under the platter mat. Let's take that off. No, I don't see anything here. Platter doesn't want to come off just now. Of course not. And there will be lights or sensors or something coming up through here to detect the record size on this. And this is keyed. It's got a little bit of a finger there to go in one of these smaller holes. So maybe we'll figure out where that little plastic donut goes by and by. Maybe it goes on the back of the counterweight here. Maybe that's where that thing goes. Maybe not. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I bet it goes underneath one of the feet. I bet that's what that is. Okay, I can glue that back on well enough, I think. Now this is supposed to be working, so let's find out if it's working. Power on. Arm down indicator is lit. Quartz lock is lit up because that's turned on. I don't know if you can see this. Right now, quartz lock is off. I will turn it on. So at least that part of it works. I don't know if we're getting the right speed. I'll set it for 33. The adjustment will be in the middle there. Does the arm raising and lowering work? We got no turny disc action here. This was supposed to be working, but it is clearly not working currently. So the disc size selection indicator thingy up there is working. But yeah, we'll get this thing working in this video, I hope. We'll try this and see what happens. I don't see anything up there. Let's hit start stop and see what happens. Okay, it's detected a 30 centimeter record, but nothing's happening. Yeah, nothing is working. Okay, so I managed to make a little bit of progress here. As you can see, the platter is off because I couldn't find a way to really get inside from the underneath and do anything there. I think you would have to dismount the top cover from underneath and then just flip it back over again to service it, but we'll probably have to do that soon because even though I've made some progress with this, it's still got issues. First off, I need to show you this. This fell out of the bottom. I don't know what it is, but I'm fixing to find out at some point during this video. Hope this doesn't mean that I'm due for finding rubber parts I can't find anymore, but as for this thing, this is the bottom of one of the front feet. I will have to glue that back on, so nothing too crazy there, but I will show you what it's doing. It is now running. I don't know why. It's kind of going back and forth because the platter's not on. But let's put the platter back on and see if we can get it to do anything now. If I can get the platter back on. Okay, let's see what happens now. Nothing. It's not even twitching now. Oh, there we go. It's turning on and shutting off now. And it's not turning on this way. By the way, this was kind of locked in place here. There's an adjustment on the side here for this to sort of lock it or something. I don't know what's going on with it, but well, I guess that does work. The up down, maybe. I don't know if it's working well. Oh, it's actually still spinning the turntable, so that the motor is still going. Yeah, we are going to have to disassemble this further and figure out what's going on with it. But first, power off, and I will see if I can figure out just how to get into this to service everything up here, because I have a feeling there's something not quite right in this area, as evidenced by this little rubber thing. I decided to come back the next day to work on this a little more. I figured maybe that way I could do some research and maybe find a service manual for a Pioneer turntable that would help me figure out just how to get inside this thing. And I think I managed to find one. It looks like the PL630 is close enough to what I've got here to possibly help me get inside it and fix it up. So we're going to try that, at least for the rest of the video. We'll see what happens. I'm fairly convinced that the issue with the arm not moving back and forth, that's probably going to be a belt. I believe there's one in there somewhere. And could possibly also be bad lube or bad grease or something like that. We'll take a look and find out. But before we really get into this, you'll notice that I have been doing some cleaning here. I'm managing to really get this thing looking a lot nicer than it showed up in. Thanks to the wonderfulness of Simple Green, and I'm going to have to buy more of this stuff on Friday when I'm going to the city next time. But I will. And Simple Green cleaned this up nicely. I've probably got a couple more passes to do before it's really clean, but it's looking a heck of a lot better than it did. There were some marks in the front here that I thought were scrape marks or something like that, and nope, Simple Green took those right off, so no problem. And then I went ahead and used Windex on the cover here, so Let us actually try to get inside this thing now. I will set you down here. Go nice and wide angle. First we have to remove the cover. Just comes right out. And we've got to take the platter off. And the mat, of course. And the cover inside here has to be removed, but I forgot to reinstall it, so it's sitting here anyway. Just 4 screws. Now the next thing we have to do is get the 4 screws out that are in the middle of the feet. So I'm not going to try and flip this over. I don't want to break it or damage it in any way. I'm going to dangle it over the edge of my bench here and see if I can get a screwdriver down there to remove said feet. And another thing I want to do today is recap the power supply and the motorboard, which may not be able to be fully recapped because I'm seeing tantalum capacitors there that I likely do not have replacements for. But we'll deal with that by and by. I am really starting to like this turntable, actually. Wasn't sure I would, but it's got the right aesthetics to build up that Pioneer stack I'm trying to do with the CT F-900. Now what we want to do is we want to move the tone arm to the middle where it won't stay. I'll just put it like that, I guess. And let's see, what else do I have to remove here? The power supply board is just floating, it looks like. Yeah, it's literally just floating in there. But we have to remove the power cable, it looks like. Like so. Get that down out of the way. Let's see, what else do we have to remove here? The audio cables need to be unclipped. Looks like we've got just 2 screws here to do that. We've got these really annoying little clips here. I don't like those. They like to break on you. But maybe this one won't. The thing about running this as is one, I don't have a half-decent cartridge on it yet, or stylus. And the other thing is tantalum capacitors. I don't want to run any old tantalums for too long because they fail shorted. And yes, I was right about those pieces of rubber. Look at this. That's exactly what they are. And I believe you can still get these new as reproductions, so I guess I'll be looking for these. Oh, there's another one way up there. Towards the front of the unit. And more down in here. Just all over the place. But now we can access the tone arm assembly to work on it. And I'm going to take the cartridge off before I do that. Looks like the circuit board comes out with it. Yes, that is the thing I am finding. And we've got wires that are trapped underneath the optical sensors for the record size. So I will dismount those as well. $125 turntable. I'm not too worried about making mistakes. Although I would really prefer to have this working by the end of the day. Okay, now the wires can be moved out of the way. I'll set this over there. I see tantalum capacitors right there, which don't make me particularly happy, but let's see what's under this thing. Ah, yes, there is a belt. It is very loose and stretched and not so good anymore. There's one switch here, one switch here, and I would bet one of these two switches is the reason why this thing shuts off when I put the arm down. And I am just taking a look. We've got some optical sensors in here, it looks like. And it's going to be very difficult to access anything on that circuit board, I'll tell you. It's not the easiest thing at all to deal with. So if I want to replace those tantalums, it's going to be not fun, I don't think. Assuming I can even tell what values they are. I'll try and figure that out by the end of this. Yeah, more rubber boot. That has disintegrated. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just trying to figure out just what I need to do to fix this thing, and I need more microfiber cloths, it looks like. Still getting pieces of rubber out of this thing. I'll use the microfiber cloth I was using to clean this thing with, I guess, since it's handy and I don't have to get up from my workspace here. Set her down like so. And now I have to turn the whole unit around so I can get access to this area. So what kind of a belt do we have here? Let's measure it. 1 millimeter square by 51 millimeters half internal circumference, so it's 102. It's very stretched though, so we have to deduct about 10% from that. So that would be about 90 millimeters that we need for this. I'm going to get some oil in the front bearing of that motor. Probably needs it. It sounded awful. I don't think I'll try taking the motor apart just now, but whatever. Okay, the grease on this needs to be redone, apparently. And I'm just trying to take a look at how this works. Can't tell exactly what it's trying to do here. Okay, this is the return mechanism here that I'm engaging. And this should also be working the arm lifter as well, so maybe all it needs is that new belt to work properly. What do you say we just replace that and try to clean these switches and see if it works after this? Okay, I'm just taking a look at how to get this out now, because I would really like to clean this and put some new grease on. Not exactly sure how that's in there. Okay, it's just clipped in, it looks like. Yes. So I can clean this up and service that. Let me get my Electrosolve here and I'll try to clean these switches. I can get to this one over here easily enough. I'll just push it down with the straw and then squirt a bunch of cleaner in there. Switches might need to be replaced anyway because they are 40-something years old. But I won't worry about it just yet. Come on, let me activate the switch. 0769R Underwriter Labs Incorporated, listed. Whatever it says there, I don't know. Looks like there's, it's DPST or something like that. Then this switch, I don't really see anything on here, so it's probably this sort of the same type of switch, but not exactly sure. We'll measure it just to be safe. We've got 19.7 millimeters in this direction, and about 9.6 that away. So probably 9.7 in this area here. Oh, I see how this works. Kind of. I think. It goes to a certain point, and then it can drive the gear that's underneath. Or something like that, I don't know. You know what I could be doing? I could be testing these for resistance. Let's do that. Let us go ahead and do that. Right now we've got 11.2 kilo ohms. .6 ohms. That switch is all right, I think. No, that one's open. Okay. Now it's shorted, so this one has to be released to activate. Or no. It works the same way as this one. It's just the area I had the gear wasn't correct to thoroughly engage the switch. So, time to get out some Q-tips and go to town on this thing. Looks like there is a catch right there for the thing to hold itself in place. So I got a bunch of old grease to clean up here, and we'll reinstall this. Okay, so I got this pretty well clean, but I wanted to show you that there is a little bit of a trick to getting to this area under here, and I wanted to caution you as well that there is a little felt clutch on either end of this, so you really want to make sure that you keep the oil or grease away from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of hold it like this, and I'll grab my syringe full of Molykote EM30L. And I'm just going to put one very small drop of oil in there, and then press this back down. And it looks like there's a little bit of a crack here, so I hope that doesn't affect it too much when it comes to trying to run the mechanism. If it does, we'll have to get back in here and sort it out, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to try some gel super glue for the first time ever. I'm going to pull the worm gear out that way. And we'll just see how good this gel stuff is. Just a little dab of this stuff on here. I'll push this down. Wipe off the excess. And then that should do the job, I think. I hope so. But it hasn't quite cured yet, so I don't know. Maybe I should try to put a bit more on, actually, because it's not seeming to want to adhere. So I'll try again real quick. Oh well, if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, then whatever. I will apply some moly coat to the mechanism and feel the super glue get all over the place here and my fingers and stuff. Okay, where is my dental pick I usually like to use for this? I don't know. It's hiding. Probably jumped off the table and ran away. I guess I'll use this other one. Haven't cleaned the motor pulley yet. I have to do that yet. Some moly coat on the shaft. I have cleaned this pulley. It's nice now. Okay, and we'll see if we can get this back in. There we go. And there's a little bit of moly coat where I don't need it, so I will wipe that off. We just want some on the gears and stuff, just to help a little bit with the lubrication. I'll just put a little bit on the teeth every so often here to help it out. That should do for that. And hopefully everything's going to start working now once I'm done with this, but we'll see. Clean the motor pulley where the belt goes, because we don't want any old belt residue fouling up the new belt. And the other thing I want to do before I put this back together is the recapping I mentioned, plus I want to get into the direct drive motor and relubricate that, because it's going to probably benefit from that. I noticed it wasn't very stable when I had this thing running in manual mode for a while in Flutter. Okay, so the new belt is an 82 millimeter internal circumference. It's a little tight, but I wasn't going to rummage around in my bag of belts for 50 years trying to find the one that's absolutely correct. So we'll swivel this over. And how do I get a look at these tantalum capacitors here without doing too much damage? Let's see if I can do it through the phone here. Probably not, but we'll give it a try. All right. I don't know if I can take a good look at these later in my footage or not, but there's two there and there's a third right up there that I can't get a read on. Just going to take a look in here. I don't see any tantalums in there offhand. Let me get a flashlight. I see an electrolytic and oh, there is one tantalum buried in there. I kind of want to get a look at that. But if I do try and get a look at that, I'm getting into disassembly that I don't want to get into. So maybe I will use the PL630 circuitry as a guide on what to get for this, because I think it's probably going to be close enough to what this unit's dealing with to do the job. But for now, I want to get the tone arm assembly back in. I just want to set it down for now because I just lost a screw. Okay, I think I'm ready to start trying to get into the direct drive motor here. I hope I'm ready. I don't know if I am. Hopefully it doesn't take much to get into here to re-lube it. I'll remove this keeper over here, right there. And hopefully this is enough to get the motor out. Or rather, this area out. And it is. I see a little ball bearing way down in there. But I'm checking the condition of this. And it's not too bad. I'm going to want new grease up in there, I think. So let me get a Q-tip and clean out the center of that. And I will use my ISO 46 compressor oil, I think, to try and put this back together. Interesting how they've got this built. Hopefully that ball bearing will go back where it's supposed to go, because it's... there we go. I've got it in the center now. Alright, I will get out the moly coat for that little cup there. And what I'll do is I'll just take a bunch of it and shove her in there for the ball bearing. And hopefully this will stabilize the entire unit a little better. Just take the excess off here with a Q-tip. And then hopefully that'll do the job. Now I need my compressor oil. I'll just put a little bit on there. Not much at all. And back on with ya. And I guess we'll find out the hard way if that doesn't work for lube or not. If I have to clean everything out and do it all over again, I guess that's something we can do later. Okay, next phase is capacitors on these two boards right here. I don't know if that's going to be very easy. I have to dismount the entire direct drive motor in order to get this board up. I don't know, maybe I just leave that alone for now and just do the power supply. Okay, so we've got a few things to talk about here when it comes to the power supply board of this thing. There are issues. First of all, we've got 3 broken standoffs here. These are supposed to be clipped into the base, but they're not able to be clipped anymore because they're broken. So I'm going to have to find a way to insulate this if I want to run it for any length of time. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is this capacitor right here. This is 250 volts, 4.7 microfarads, and I've measured it, and it's got well over 100 volts running on it. So that is going to have to be absolutely replaced because that capacitor has gone down to about 1 microfarad now. So I don't have a replacement for that. I'm going to have to go buy one, I guess. But otherwise, it went well. No major issues found otherwise than that. So I think this is ready to go back together for testing. I just can't use this until this one's replaced. That is absolutely critical. It has to be replaced. No option there. I got wires and stuff in my way, but yes, let me put this back together and we'll test. Okay, it's back together enough for testing. I don't have the feet on the bottom yet, but I kind of want to do some more work on it yet. I really want to get after this top cover with the simple green also, but we're going to see how well this works. Don't worry about the power supply for now. I decided to just basically coat the bottom plate in Kapton tape just in case it wants to short out on anything, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So let's power on. Turn the power to the unit on. Still doesn't start when I do that, so there might still be a problem there. Okay, tone arm raised. It's moving for the first time. And no, it still shuts off. Don't know why. It's working a lot better. I'm not worried about this record. Don't worry about it. I don't care if it gets scratched. No, it still shuts off. And we tested those micro switches, so they're good. So what is going on? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this some more. But I can't really run it very long right now because of how bad that one capacitor is. So maybe I will put this on the shelf for now and come back to it another time. Because I really want to get that capacitor swapped. It's really bad. But while we're at it, let's take a look at the other capacitors here and see just how bad they are. Because some of them have been physically leaking. Fire up the old East tester here in such a way that you can see it, I hope. Okay, first capacitor, 50 volts, 470, which has been replaced with a 63 volt part. What do we get? Actually, this one's good. It's 480 and 0.15 ohms ESR, so that one is fine. Did not need replacement. Next one. 25 volts, 470. I think I went in with 50 volts on this one. 490, 0.15, good. Next one, 35 volts, 100 microfarads. And we get 111, 0.7 ohms. This one's kind of not so good anymore. ESR is going a little too high, otherwise it's fine. And the last one is 10 volts, 100 microfarads. And we get another good part. Well, it's kind of going all over the place. It's 107, 108, 110, 1.2 ohms ESR, 1.3 ohms. It's all right. It's not terrible. The only bad capacitor I found is the one that's still in there. And it's really bad, and I have to replace it ASAP before I can actually do anything more on this turntable. So if any of y'all guys have any suggestions on what to look for with that shutting off issue, let me know. And also, while we're at it, give me some suggestions on what to do for a cartridge there, because I'm not a turntable guy. Not used to buying such things for these things. Anyhow, that's going to be it for today, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.